Ikita de Manoto merece me que de Veneto, más directo. I said
The hip.
For anyone who has been waiting years to hear real progress about last Friday, this is easily one of the biggest updates we've gotten in a long time. After what feels like an endless wait filled with rumors, delays, and uncertainty, things are finally moving in the right direction. And the best part is that this isn't just another rumor floating around online. The update came directly from Ice Cube and Mike Epps themselves, so fans finally have something solid to get excited about. During a recent interview with Entertainment Tonight, both Ice Cube and Mike Epps officially confirmed that they're coming back for last Friday, and they made it clear that the project is still happening at Warner Brothers. Even better, they revealed that filming is expected to begin later this year. That's a massive step forward because once cameras start rolling, it becomes much harder for a movie to disappear into development hell. So after years of waiting, it finally feels like this sequel is becoming a reality. Although the full story is still being kept secret, they did tease one interesting detail. The movie is expected to explore the gentrification of Craig's neighborhood. That actually makes a lot of sense because the Friday movies have always mixed comedy with real-life issues affecting everyday people. Instead of pretending nothing has changed over the last few decades, this sequel looks ready to show how neighborhoods evolve, how longtime residents deal with those changes, and of course deliver plenty of laughs along the way. But one question every fan keeps asking is simple. What about Chris Tucker? After all, Smokey is one of the biggest reasons the original movie became such a classic. Without him, the first film just wouldn't have been the same. Thankfully, Ice Cube and Mike Epps shared some encouraging news on that front as well. According to Mike Epps, they're already talking with Chris Tucker, and Tucker actually wants to return. That's a huge positive sign because for years, people weren't even sure if he had any interest in coming back. Hearing that conversations are actively happening completely changes the mood surrounding the project. Ice Cube sounded even more confident. He called Tucker one of the best and said he believes Tucker is going to do it. Now, nothing has been officially signed yet, so fans should still be patient. But when Ice Cube himself sounds this optimistic, that's definitely worth paying attention to. Sometimes negotiations simply take time, especially when you're dealing with actors who have busy schedules and want the script to be right. If Chris Tucker officially joins the cast, last Friday could end up bringing together one of the most iconic comedy duos of the 1990s once again. Craig and Smokey created unforgettable moments that people still quote nearly 30 years later. Bringing that chemistry back even after all these years would instantly make the sequel even more exciting. What's interesting is that this movie didn't suddenly appear out of nowhere. Ice Cube has actually been trying to make another Friday movie since 2017. That means he's been working behind the scenes for years because he genuinely wanted to give fans one final chapter. But good intentions alone don't get movies made. The project kept running into creative roadblocks, business issues, and development problems that slowed everything down. Although that long wait frustrated plenty of fans, it also shows something important. Ice Cube didn't rush the sequel just to cash in on nostalgia. He kept pushing because he wanted the project to happen the right way. Sometimes taking longer leads to a better movie, especially when you're trying to continue a franchise that so many people love. More than a year ago, New Line Cinema finally announced that they had reached a deal with Ice Cube for him to write and star in another Friday movie. That announcement alone gave fans hope, but now things have moved even further. The cast is confirming their return, filming has a target window, and discussions with Chris Tucker are happening. Those are all kinds of updates fans have been waiting to hear. If you've followed Hollywood long enough, you know plenty of sequels stay stuck in development forever. Some projects get announced and then quietly disappear, but last Friday seems to be moving beyond that stage. Every new update points toward actual production instead of endless promises. That's exactly what fans wanted. The original Friday first arrived back in 1995 and quickly became something much bigger than a regular comedy. Created by Ice Cube and DJ Pooh, the movie followed Craig Jones and his best friend Smokey during one chaotic Friday as they tried to pay back money owed to a dangerous neighborhood drug dealer. The premise sounded simple, but the execution turned it into a classic. One of the biggest reasons people still love Friday is because it never tried to rely on massive action scenes or expensive special effects. Instead, it focused on funny conversations, memorable characters, and situations that felt believable. It captured the atmosphere of an everyday neighborhood while mixing comedy with genuine social observations. That combination helped the movie stand out from countless other comedies released during the 1990s. Because audiences connected with it so strongly, the movie became both a critical and commercial success. Naturally, that success led to more stories. Next Friday arrived in 2000, followed by Friday After Next in 2002. Each sequel expanded the world while introducing new characters and hilarious situations, helping the franchise build an incredibly loyal fanbase. Even after more than 20 years without another movie, people never stopped talking about the franchise. Quotes from the film still circulate online, scenes continue getting shared across social media, and new generations keep discovering why these movies became cultural landmarks. That's the kind of staying power very few comedy franchises manage to achieve. Another sign that interest remains incredibly strong is the original Friday becoming a streaming success on Peacock. Decades after its theatrical release, the movie has climbed into the platform's top 10. That says a lot because streaming audiences today have thousands of choices, yet people are still choosing to watch a comedy from 1995. A bunch of viewers are rediscovering the film, while younger audiences are experiencing it for the first time. That renewed popularity couldn't come at a better moment because it reminds studios that demand for this franchise hasn't disappeared. If anything, excitement seems to be growing again just as Last Friday is finally preparing to move forward. Many people first knew Ice Cube as one of the founding members of the legendary hip-hop group NWA. His music played a massive role in shaping West Coast hip-hop, and his lyrics openly challenged police brutality, inequality, and oppression. His influence on rap history is undeniable, but acting opened an entirely different chapter of his career. Ice Cube first impressed audiences in Boys in the Hood, showing dramatic talent that surprised many people. Then, Friday allowed him to prove he could lead a comedy just as effectively. That performance helped transform him from an iconic rapper into a genuine movie star. What's especially impressive is how Friday balanced horror with real-life struggles. Craig and Smokey weren't superheroes. They were ordinary people dealing with unemployment, financial problems, neighborhood conflicts, and the constant pressure of making ends meet. Because those situations felt authentic, the comedy landed even harder. The movie also poked fun at difficult realities without losing its heart. Craig and Smokey's mission to come up with just $200 may sound like a small problem, but it represented much bigger challenges facing people living in struggling neighborhoods. The film never forgot its humanity, and that's one reason it continues connecting with audiences decades later. As Ice Cube's career evolved, he eventually starred in mainstream family comedies like Are We There Yet?, reaching an entirely different audience. Looking back now, Friday sits right in the middle of that journey. It bridged the gap between his raw music career and his later Hollywood success, proving he could entertain audiences in multiple ways. Although many people remember Friday simply as a stoner comedy, it offered much more than that. It featured authentic neighborhood relationships, sharp social commentary, memorable one-liners, and characters who felt like real people instead of exaggerated stereotypes. That's why the movie has remained relevant for nearly 30 years. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.